dusty Lord. All we are is dusty Lord.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Corbett Theater at School for Creative and Performing Arts in downtown Cincinnati. I'm here today with Philip Myers.
Steve, good to see you.
Good to talk about this again. We're going to do another concert. This will be our second concert, a fundraiser on Saturday, May 27th, so it'll be over Memorial Day weekend. You've got an extra day in there, so no excuses for not coming.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so Philip, as you know, last year we did an event with a concert with Kevin Chalfant, former lead singer for Journey.
That's correct.
And everybody had a blast. So first of all, the nice benefit, you could hear Journey songs being done and by a great band, a former lead singer, and no fighting, like Jonathan Cain and Neil Schon. Now you don't have to listen to any drama.
You're exactly right. It was just
those two guys,
and for a great cause. And
yeah.
So yeah,
those
guys
awesome.
butt heads quite often.
Yeah, exactly.
But we don't.
Yeah, well, I know. So one thing we didn't really touch on last year, I think, when we did our video for that concert, and because I want people to know this, I was so pleasantly surprised when I saw just the quality, because people might think, oh, a cover band, with a former lead singer, that might be cool, but who knows? Your guys are not just a cover band. So tell me about, what are those guys? How are they trained? I mean, I was blown away by how good they were.
Well, I'm very fortunate. Everybody has, gravitated to Cincinnati for the most part, except for Natalie, my fiddle player, who's in Nashville, and then Ashley, who lives in Florida.
Okay.
But my band is based here, and man, they come from all over. They're world talent, world-class musicians. Some from West Virginia, Penn State, OU, all over. And they've trained in school in music. One from Berkeley University up in Boston, and finished at Indiana, my guitar player, Christian. So, these are really well-schooled individuals and love playing this kind of music. We did, obviously Journey last year, and coming up this year. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned violinist, right, or fiddle player. That might go well with some Kansas music, I would think.
Absolutely, it will.
Yeah. So we're going to have John Elefante, former lead singer of Kansas.
That's correct.
And I think we'll be sharing some videos of John performing some of those songs. People are going to be blown away just by, and you and I talked about this off camera, but the quality of his voice, I mean, it's just so clear. He sounds great. And I mean, you said he's always sounded that way, right?
Sounds just like the record. And the thing about John is that he's won 3 Grammy Awards.
Okay.
And he's been on, this will blow you away. He lives in Nashville now, but he has performed on over 100 albums throughout his career. So it's amazing the level of talent that we're bringing in for such a great cause.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, he sings these songs. You close your eyes, you think you're listening to the record.
Yeah.
And we play these songs exactly like the record.
Okay.
My band, 8-piece band, backing him. All the background vocals, everything, we're performing live.
Okay.
And so just really excited. John's a great talent, super nice guy, and really devoted to doing things just like what we're doing here coming up in May.
And that was one thing that was really cool about last year, and will be the same this year, is that you get, kind of the best of, like last year we had, I mean, every Journey song that was played was iconic. And people were up dancing. I mean, there were even, there's unsubstantiated reports that maybe even John Barrett was dancing.
Oh, well, dancing in the aisle.
Yes, he was dancing in the aisle. I know that because my wife made him do it. But, it's just like, you get the best of all worlds, because you get maybe 7-8 songs out of that catalog, but then you pair it with all kinds of other iconic songs from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll do the same thing
We're
again.
doing what we call buffer songs. In other words, we'll probably open with a few of our own. There may even be a surprise opening act. I'm not going to say anything about that, right? Because it's a surprise.
Okay.
But anyway, we do a couple songs to open the show. You might hear a little Elton John. You might hear a little Styx in there. You might hear Sister Christian in there somewhere. You might hear Jump by Van Halen.
Okay.
We might even throw a little fiddle in there with The Devil Went Down to Georgia. You never know.
Gosh, that was amazing last year.
So we do buffers, and then obviously John's going to come out and kill it with 7 or 8 of the biggest Kansas songs of all time.
Yeah. And it was funny because when I started looking at that, I think I had forgotten how many huge hits they had. You kind of think about that first album or two. And you kind of, if you're of a certain age, you remember certain songs. But then I kind of forgot that their career went longer than that. I mean, like Fight Fire with Fire and things that came along later were still big songs.
Point of No Return.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, iconic Dust in the Wind.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing I don't think we've mentioned is that we're going to have a really unique pricing structure this time. It's something we're trying out because, again, we talked about a great cause. This is going to benefit Cincinnati Cancer Advisors. And Philip, as you know, We're an oncology practice in Cincinnati. We provide complimentary second opinions for people that are dealing with a cancer diagnosis. We're there for people however long it takes. And so we pair with their oncologist. We don't charge anybody anything. It's all funded by private donations. So these events are really important to us. But we're doing something kind of fun, I think, on the pricing, which is we're kind of saying, it's at least $50. But if you want to...
Which, by the way, is very cheap for what you're getting.
It is, I agree.
We start there.
No, I agree. But if you want to kind of kick in a little bit more, you can pay whatever you want. And so we've already had several people, pay 100 or 150, whatever. So people are kind of figuring it out. It was a little tricky to explain. But,
they're giving from their heart.
Yeah, exactly. So, so we think that's going to be kind of a fun element to it. I mean, and if you can only afford $50, you're going to get a heck of a night for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be great.
And the beauty of this, up close and personal, 750 seats here. You're going to feel like you're in a living room with Kansas and John Elefante and the Philip Myers Band.
Yeah, agreed. I was blown away when we first came down here a couple weeks ago to look at it. I could not believe that there's a space this beautiful that sits inside a school in Cincinnati. It's not just any school, of course, but just it's as nice as any venue in town, I think, for the size.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So again, Saturday, May 27th, Philip Myers Band and John Elefante, former lead singer of Kansas, benefiting Cincinnati Cancer Advisors. We hope we'll see you there. You're going to start hearing a lot about this concert. You might even see Philip and I on TV. Who knows?
You don't want to miss this night. Come out and support it. It's a great cause, and we'll have a fantastic time enjoying some great music together.
Yep, you got it.
Really good to
All right,
see you
you as well.
again.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Dusty